word ascension, according to the dictionary meaning, it means the act of rising to an important position or a higher level. Now, tell us, why is it important for our people, or people in general, humans, to ascend from where they're at to the highest level? Please, what is that process, and why should they be at least striving to do something like that?
That's a really good question, King Simon. And the first thing I would say is it has been my observation over the past 40 years, maybe 50 years, that there are certain terminologies, phrases, jargon, and words that are completely misused and furthermore misunderstood. Ascension is one of them. I've heard different communities and people misuse the word ascension. Ascension does appear in the dictionary, and it does mean exactly what it says. However, there are other higher dimensions of reality that ascension is also a word that does not mean what our planetary denizens think it does. So ascension, the way that we use it in Galighticus, is quite different from how others use it. I want to preface that first.
Okay.
And the reason, to answer your question specifically, the reason that it is important for earthling humanity, E.H, I like to preface, because all humans are not the same. The human form is very pervasive throughout the galaxies, of which there are an innumerable amount of. And this form is in at least 55.6% of the habited sentient galaxies, planets, and worlds. So with that being said, the earthling human is none like any other. Is like no other. Very different. And this planet is very different from other sentient planets and sentient worlds, in that it is very experiential. And to that end, unfortunately, and I've been kind of working my way into getting people to understand that certain parts of our planet are is a prison planet, or sometimes even a hell, and is quite clear. So the reason why aspiring or working to achieve ascension out and off of this planet altogether is because there are higher forms of existence that is your divine birthright that has been stolen away from you by the same people. And I say people, and I mean that they're a lot long-lived, a lot longer lived. They're a lot longer living, and to be very punctuated and clear about that, are behind the writing of the Bible, which is about 6,500 years old in our years.
Right.
Those be only 2.5 of their years have passed.
Wow.
And King Simon, 2.5 years ago, I'm sure you can remember it quite well.
Right.
Remember what was going on 6,500 years ago. In fact, a lot of the things on 10,000 years ago, 20,000 years ago on this planet, the beings that had that Bible written denied the existence of anything that was going on this planet, which makes everything in that composite of writing preposterous. So when we're following, and most of the world gives their spiritual sovereignty and authority over to this particular writing called the Bible or the Bible, it's really it's somewhat idiotic when you think about it. And fortunately, ancestors aligned themselves with that because they didn't know any better. But in the year 2020, there is a lot of information out here, and there's a lot of truth, and there are way showers and people who open up the gateways to higher learning and the reality as it is. So back to your question. The reason that ascension for the earthling human or earthling humanity is because we don't belong here, and we don't deserve to. There are very beautiful places on this planet. There are beautiful people. There are bright, but there are far too many enigmas and things that aren't understood or well known or confusing about this particular planet. There are debates going on about if the world is flat or if it's round.
Mhm.
There are about people who think they are chosen over other people. There
Mhm.
are debates and arguments about superiority and inferiority, and it's the one thing that continuously holds us back. It is an age old conundrum that earthling humanity is subjugated to. It is also something that has been set forth in motion by the same beings that have basically given humanity the Bible, religion, and other things that are very parallel with it, to control, disempower, and
Mhm.
disenfranchise draw your divine birthright of possible ascension and other
Mhm.
things away from.
You know, Sri Master, I've heard you speak on divine parentage and the importance of recognize or connecting to your divine parents. And I've come to find that, what you've said, my dreams relate to that, or my recordings, as you so eloquently talk about the recordings. Now,
Thank
for
you.
those who don't connect with or understand that they do have another divine parentage other than their physical parents, what is some of the processes for them to understand or connect with those divine parents in order to assist in their ascension?
That's a really good question. I believe that I don't think it is a coincidence that divine parenthood and the knowledge of divine parentage has
Right.
been completely withdrawn from all of the writings that are the leading authority about positioning of what spirituality is supposed to be. The Dalai Lama doesn't even teach about that. Neither does, unfortunately, I'm a little reticent to call some of the leading authorities, but
Okay. Okay.
divine parentage is a real construct, as is reincarnation, as is the permanent celestial movements and families that do exist, but we are not able to see it and tap into it. So the equation of what it means in your life when you do tap into it
Right.
and you connect consciously with the purpose of your divine parents and their existence, it marks a milestone in your journey spiritually, because it's really no different from doing something that will give you a major boost in your life.
Mhm.
I like to speak from experiential examples. And this is the reason why I feel what I have to teach punctuates a little bit more, because I don't like to teach things that aren't wisdom based for me. So when I found out who my divine parents were,
Mhm.
it changed my life dramatically. And it took me probably 10 years to get my life in order. I
Mhm.
was very, very conflicted with housing, finances, all kinds of things that most people still suffer and are challenged with even today, from
Right.
10, 20, 30. Some people never get a foot ahead of those challenges. And when
Yes.
I connected with my divine parents, they basically scraped all of those challenges out of my life once and for all, to the point where
Mhm.
I almost don't remember what it is like to be displaced or not to treat myself well. I haven't lived like that in at least 8 years.
Mhm.
And that's just on the financial side. But what
Right.
your divine parents are capable of doing, King Simon, is taking you off of the trajectory of where you're heading in regards to achieving, uh, or settling for your fate, and
Mhm.
placing you onto the groove line of your destiny. And
Mhm.
most people on this planet, unfortunately, because of so many different exterior influences, are headed towards their fate. Most
Right.
people that die unconsciously have basically arrived at their fate. If
Mhm.
you are not transcended, if you don't leave this life in a beam of light, if you don't leave this light, if you don't leave this light clear
Mhm.
as to where it is that you are going, and you don't leave this life in a non-confused state, to to the point where you have to come back and create a ghost of yourself because you need to find out what happened to you. If you leave this life and you don't even know that you're dead, you're doomed to repeat a lot of what the people on this planet have basically had to settle for. So ascension and enlightenment, again, are two of the terms that are grossly misunderstood and by and large very misused and misarticulated. But they are the two quintessential events and two words that will make your life extremely different, and to the degree of 180, where you're going this way now, you're going in the complete opposite direction. Your divine parents make these things possible for you.
For some, it will be a resurrection. For others, it will be the ultimate capstone to everything they've been seeking. You are serious about life-changing spirituality and taking a mild or quantum leap in your evolution. Join us today for 3 unique presentations. The Apotheosis Seminar, the new and dynamic healing modality of Ultra Nahata, and the brand new Awakening Seminar presentation at the International Airport. Early bird tickets and discount room and group rates are available at events.Galighticus.com.